Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Children of the Night Horror Podcast.
Welcome.
This is the podcast where we talk about horror movies and more. And, ladies and gentlemen, I had another intro planned, and that's why you had that little bit where it was nothing, because it said it didn't support, the browser you're using didn't support the intro. So we were pretty upset about that.
Yep.
Limitless Me says hello, hi guys, which is my mom. So
yes,
welcome one of our number one fans, maybe
I'd say the
fan.
number one. Yeah.
We're gonna try to show this thing one more time, and if it doesn't work, we'll just forget it. All right.
All right. I love
so
it.
if you guys couldn't read that, the quote said from Sally Hardesty, which is the girl who went nuts at the end of the movie, said their prices will hit you over the head. And the other quote was, "There's nothing like 5 U's coming in to get some barbecue," which, if you know, which if you know from the beginning of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that's a little shout out to the. Says in the beginning that 5 U's died and everything.
Yeah.
And the free chili for the customers. If you don't know that reference, that's for in the second movie, Drayton Sawyer, which is the cook, made chili for people. So
it has secret ingredient.
Yeah, well, the secret ingredient. If you don't know what that is, too bad, because I'm not going to say it.
Watch the movie.
And hey, get your free chili soon from there.
Yes, so, get it soon.
Get your free chili soon. So, how are you guys doing tonight? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing fine.
Yes, sir.
Beckett, how are you, my good sir?
Doing good. I got my Kurt Russell jacket on.
Awesome.
Nice
by far up there with one of the greatest actors of all time.
Yes, I'd say he's number 2 for me.
Who's
maybe number 1? I don't think I really have. It might be Kurt Russell that's number 1. Actually, it's a debate between Chuck Norris and Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Or Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood, legend. If you guys don't know, this is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Valentine's Day show. I literally was sitting on the chair thinking of titles to come up with, and that just popped up in my head. Thought it was a great idea.
It truly is.
Greatly enough, I had barbecue this evening.
What is it? It's seasoning.
Yeah, I had pork steaks, and and the seasoning was some steak shake. So
I was thinking about getting a steak for this, but I didn't really. Yeah, I was thinking about it,
and I didn't want to eat on stream because I just didn't want to do that. That'd be odd. But yeah, so I mean, I have my plan here of what we're going to talk about. I mean, no, this show is not totally scripted, but we do have an outline of what we're going to talk about, just to get that clear. So, me and you, 2 big fans of Beetlejuice.
Yes, sir.
Coming out soon on September 6th, 2024. And we will get the trailer between May and July. That doesn't really make any sense, but okay. But yeah, so we're 2 huge fans.
Yes, sir.
And Limitless Me in the comments, aka my mom, the mom. We can call her the mom. I think that's a pretty good label for her, the mom. And I'm pretty excited for Ghostbusters, or not
Yeah,
Ghostbusters,
I'm gonna have to flip
Beetlejuice.
this back over.
We'll talk about Ghostbusters in a minute, but Beetlejuice, I'm pretty
Yes.
excited for. What do you think about the whole?
I think it's gonna be good simply because Michael Keaton is being Beetlejuice again.
That's awesome.
And I swear if they replaced him, I'd be so mad.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that.
Beetlejuice is Michael Keaton.
I know. Yeah, I mean, if they picked someone else, I'd be really mad. But something I'm very very sad over is that Alec Baldwin,
Yeah,
for obvious reasons, will not be in the movie. As far as I
I knew
know,
you're gonna say
let,
that.
let me let me check actually. As far as I
I
know, he's not going to
wish
be
he
in
was. I
it.
wish he would be. He could be in it. It's sad that he's not going to be able to. I mean, he was like one of the lead characters.
No way. Willem
Tell me good
freaking
news.
Willem freaking Dafoe's going to be in this movie.
Yeah, you didn't know that Willem Dafoe's gonna be in it.
No, what's he
I
going to
love
do?
Willem. I don't know, but I knew he was gonna be in it.
I
I'm
didn't know.
glad. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Johnny Depp's gonna be in it too.
Limitless Me says Beetlejuice with no Adam. That's sad.
I
Yeah,
know.
he. They're probably gonna make it out that he died. Well, he is dead technically.
Something happened.
Something happened. I don't know what they're gonna make that out as.
I don't
But
know. I guess they could do it. This is just my idea, but I don't know if you remember the scene where like they're in the hallway and by the janitor, and he goes like, "That's the dead of the dead" or whatever.
yeah,
They could do something like that. Like
yeah,
he died in the I don't know, dead world. I don't know, something
yeah.
like that. But still,
Are they
it
going to
would be
have
sad.
Barbara? Are they going?
I don't never. I haven't heard anything. Yet. I hope she is in it, but
If they don't, that's good. Um,
I can't.
I
I've
don't see
actually
them.
already searched it up. I've searched it up.
Beetlejuice
I
is gonna.
just can't find it.
Is Beetlejuice gonna have a wife?
It's supposed to be Janet Ortega, is what I heard.
No, Jenna Ortega is gonna be the daughter of
Yeah,
Lydia
and
Dietz.
yeah, and then he tries to marry her. That's what I heard. But
Yeah, I could not.
so
Oh,
if you count that as a wife,
Sir Bubba says Fortnite. We're not talking about Fortnite tonight, my good
who's
sir.
Sir
But
Bubba?
I don't know who Sir Bubba
Please
is.
comment your name, sir. Sir, leave
Guarantee
Fortnite
you,
alone.
guarantee you, this kid's this person or this person. I don't know if it's a kid or not. Don't know if this person's going to be from the junior high or something. Is
I feel like
is Lydia going to be on? Yeah, she's going to be in
yes,
there.
she is.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Oh
pretty
my
excited
god,
for
I just
Beetlejuice.
I forgot her name. What? Who plays Lydia? I'm sorry. I
don't. We not
Winona Ryder.
Yeah,
That's who it is. Okay, I forgot her name for a minute. Yeah. I'm glad that she's gonna be in it though.
you're playing for no, we're not.
No, we're not, Sir Bubba.
No, we're
Are
not,
you?
sir.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, Sir Bubba, but are you referencing Texas Chainsaw Massacre with your
He
name,
might be
Bubba?
thinking about the game. He might be thinking about. I don't know.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
so now we talked about Beetlejuice. Now we will talk about Ghostbusters. Oh,
Yes, sir.
Sir Baba, you don't? I do not play Fortnite. Beckett, you play Fortnite, don't you?
I've played it a few times. I'm just I kind of died out of it. I played it like for a year and then it got boring.
I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not a fan of Fortnite.
Please tell us your name, like your real name.
So, well, let's talk about Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Yes.
The trailer just came out. Have you seen the new trailer, Beckett?
Yes, I've seen it. I think it looks pretty good, considering Bill Murray's.
This movie might be really fun. I'm gonna have.
It looks like it.
I'm gonna have a really good time with this movie.
I had a really good time with Afterlife.
Afterlife was a great film. might be that was the best movie of that. That's been the best movie I've seen in the theater. But like
I think it was the best sequel that we've
every
had in a
time I
while.
watch a movie in the theater, it gets better and better.
I know.
So Sir Bubba says it's going to be a W. I think he's talking about Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. The name Sir Bubba might be up there with one of the funniest names I've heard. But
for some reason, I thought he was referencing Texas Chainsaw because
yeah,
isn't that Leatherface's actual name?
Bubba is his actual name. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, yeah. So I thought he was like referencing that or something.
Yeah. Ghostbusters might be up there with the best.
I can agree.
Best movies of all time. Except we don't count the girls one as a Ghostbusters movie for obvious reasons.
It's
got way too political, and no, we're not going to get political on the show. If you want to watch political shows, go on my Instagram account, okay?
And I'm sorry, but it's not because they're girls that it's bad. It's just a bad movie in general. Like
I'll say this: I didn't like them being girls in the first place, too.
Yeah.
So I mean, I didn't like that at all. The characters in it, what I thought were comedic legends, should have been, but now, as soon as Trump became president, movies went to crap. But we're not going to talk about that right now. So yeah, I mean, the trailer that we saw, the big horn thing, it's weird. All of this is weird. It's going to be fun. It's going to be weird. And I think this is going to be a great film. It's not, I mean, I think the first one was meant for comedy and kind of emotional. This is probably going to be mainly an action comedy movie.
Yeah.
And that's what it's going to be. So, Beckett, tell us your last minute thoughts about Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire, and your intentions for the film.
Well, sorry. One thing I think that would really make the film 100% is if they got the remaining Ghostbusters, which would be Ray, Peter, and I forgot the last one's name.
Winston.
Please, Winston. For some reason I thought it was Wilson. I don't know. I'm trying not to mess it up.
You have it's fine. You got those moments sometimes. It's good.
Yeah. So anyway, if they could bring all of them back, and including how they did Egon's like ghost, I think like the best thing that they could do for this movie is at the end. Like I don't know who the main villain is gonna be, but
it's gonna be that horned guy. The horned character.
If this would make it complete. So they have all the Ghostbusters, the original ones, and somehow Egon gets like a proton pack. I don't know how, and they just like all laser beam this thing.
Yeah,
that would make it 100%. That would make it 100% for me.
This is gonna be second Ice Age. I'm pretty sure that's how they worded it. It's gonna be a great film. I'm really excited for it, but I am begging you. Well, the movie's already made, and plus they're not gonna watch this anyway. Do not freaking put freaking political stuff in this movie.
Do not
put political stuff in this movie. And me and my dad both agree if they start doing that stuff, we're actually just gonna leave the theater. We're not gonna deal with that.
Hey, I don't blame you.
And if they do that, we like it'll pretty much ruin Ghostbusters for me. It won't ruin Ghostbusters; it'll ruin that film for me.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
That really hacks me off if they do that. Continuing our show here, let's talk about what the show is, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but let's mainly talk about 1974.
First year.
And I mean, this was a great film. I mean, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974 might be the greatest horror movie of all time.
It's up there for some people. So
yeah, great. I'm not gonna say it's underrated because it's not.
it's really not.
Because everyone loves this movie. I haven't seen, met, heard anybody who despises this movie.
I don't think I have either. Really.
This is, I mean, what's bad to say about it except it's not even gory. It's not a gory
really
film
isn't.
at all. It's just you can't explain it. You can't explain what this movie is. That's the beauty part of this movie. And I mean, my favorite part has to be let me think about that. I mean, this is going to be a bunch of people's favorite scene. But at the end, when Leatherface is flying his chainsaw around, love that scene.
That's really iconic.
But the picture I just shown, this is also a great scene. The table scene. And
it's very intense.
Yeah. Before the stream, I told you that I wasn't going to talk about that right at that moment. I was going to ask you on the stream. Did you know that there's a bunch of times out there, but it took like almost 24 hours to finish that scene.
I was aware of that.
Like some people got sick,
yeah.
threw up.
The stuff was rotting and stuff.
Yeah, stuff was rotting because it was 120 degrees in there. It was ridiculous because they were in Texas, I think, and with that, and it was actually daylight outside, so it was the black windows, and of course the color black absorbs heat, and you got the lights and the stage lights, which those are hot in themselves. That was a miserable scene. That was a miserable scene.
And I mean, it's so great that the actors were so committed that they did it in their 100% mode where they got it beautifully.
Yeah,
portrayed.
The acting is fantastic. If you really
and for that scene too.
Yeah, if you really think about it, the person who plays Sam Hardesty, which is the final girl, at the end of the movie when she is acting like a complete psycho in the back of the truck, that might be the most acting I've seen. That you actually think she might be a freaking psycho.
I can agree. That was, and I believe in the second one it says that she died for some reason. I don't know. Do you remember
the second one? But
for some reason she died. I don't remember why, but I feel like it was related to something like that from trauma or something. Yeah. But she is a pretty iconic final girl, I feel. And sometimes I feel like in the older horror movies that they just kind of had a final girl and then they kind of killed her off and replaced her with another final girl. And I wish that wasn't a big thing that they did.
Yeah. I mean this just shows Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a great example, and so is every other legendary horror film. Like Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, so on. It just shows how crappy the horror movies now are.
It really does, because
it's such a shame. It's such a shame of what horror movies are becoming, and
it's not just horror movies. Also,
it's regular movies in general. I mean, movies just suck. I mean, I'm being honest here. They just completely suck.
Don't get me started about all the remakes.
I think we're not out of the remake era, but the big remake era was when you had the Friday the 13th remake, the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. You had a bunch of remakes in one era, and and all those movies sucked. Nightmare on Elm Street remake, that was a terrible movie.
It was terrible.
The continue.
Oh, sorry. And I don't get the idea of remaking a movie. Like, it doesn't make sense. The movie was already made. Isn't it like copyright? It just never made sense to me. Now, take like an old movie from the 30s or whatever. It's just rebooting it. So, I don't see like a big problem with that, but it's still the same movie. But like a movie that was made like 10 years ago, for example, and they just remake it, like what's the point? Like we've already seen all of it. It just has a few minor differences in a different cast.
Yeah, I mean, a big reason of why I see why you would make a remake is just to you haven't seen these movies in a really long time and you just want to have something new. Like I get that part, but just making it worse just sad. And talking about real quick, Jackie Earle Haley for Nightmare on Elm Street. It's not his fault. The writing,
it really isn't.
The writing in itself was just bad. It's just bad. I did not like his makeup. His makeup was bad.
Makeup, it lost me on the makeup. Really, it looks like melted pizza, and they just
I just hate it so much, and it's sad, and I despise it. But that's worth that's for another video to complain about that. Continue our favorite parts of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. After we went off on a rant, I said my favorite part. Beckett, what is your favorite part of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974?
I think personally, and it's not a big part, but it's when she runs into the gas station. She needs like help and stuff, and the cook, Drayton Sawyer, but he's listed as the cook in the credits. He just walks out and he's all calm, like he knows that it's his brother most likely. So he walks out with a bag and a broom, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
And I love his face and the acting in that scene. I know it's not a major scene, but it was still great, and it always kind of stuck with me.
Yeah, that scene is especially when he starts smiling.
Yeah, and I think
this psycho of a human being starts smiling, and you can just tell from that moment, like, oh my gosh, this is gonna get nuts.
Well, and I think the reason why I like that scene so much is like it proves that in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series that nobody's your friend, like except for your like family. Like nobody's your friend because mostly the whole town is in on it pretty much and is somehow related to the Sawyer family. I think that scene really like brought that together because it really made it there like when you realize like, oh crap, you're never safe here.
Yeah.
So I loved that scene.
Because I mean, seriously, what police officer is gonna come up to these guys' house
exactly
and say, put your hands up, like we're gonna eat you. Like we're gonna eat you. We're not gonna put our hands up. We're gonna eat your hands and put our chili and put your hand in our.
We're gonna sell you the prize-winning chili here. This is great chili.
That reminds me. Get your free chili soon.
It's very tasty.
So. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's our two favorite scenes. I mean, oh, okay. This is. Have y'all seen the game Texas? I'm guessing Texas Chainsaw.
I have. I think it's pretty cool that they added the new characters. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I've seen gameplays of it, and that seems like a good game. Very similar to the Friday the 13th game,
I
and
have that game.
I'm waiting for the day where they make a Nightmare on Elm Street.
That would be great. And I don't know if this is a real, but and it might be real, but I haven't really heard anything else about besides the trailer. They made a killer clowns from outer space game, and I don't know if it was real or just a fake thing that a fan made or something, but
I
looked
think
pretty
that was
good.
a fan made probably.
But it was still really cool, and the fact that they made a killer, if in it again, it might not be real, but if it is real, the fact that they made a killer clowns from outer space video game and not a Nightmare on Elm Street game, that's just confusing.
Yeah. If they made a Nightmare on Elm Street game, I mean, you could. There's so much there.
Yeah, you could do a lot.
There's a bunch of characters. There's a bunch of different versions of Freddy, and also
That'd be great too.
And also, like, you can make different modes: dream mode, regular mode.
Yeah, that
You
would be
can
awesome too.
You can do, and I guarantee you, there's millions of Nightmare on Elm Street fans, and people would buy that, and I guarantee you that's in the works. I guarantee you that's in the works right now.
You know, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a Friday. I mean, not Friday. I don't know why I said that. Nightmare on Elm Street video game. We're gonna make it, dude. I don't have the first clue how to do it, but we gotta make it. We gotta make money.
Yeah,
money.
Have to agree. But all right. So in total, we've watched 3 in Doa, me and you. I've watched the first 2, and you've watched the remake, correct? Or the third one?
I watched 1, 2, the third one, the remake, and a bit of the 2022 one. Yeah.
All right. So real quick, I'm gonna give we basically already gave our opinion about the first one.
Yeah.
You're not exactly a gamer, Connor. Yeah. I mean, unless my brother's home and he has this PlayStation here, that's really the only time I'll play.
I play. I'm a video gamer, but like not big.
Yeah. The next thing I have on here is, I mean, I meant to rate the whole series, but we haven't watched the whole series. So
should we start on 2?
Let's start on 2. Yeah.
My favorite one.
Yeah. Do you want to start, since that's your favorite one?
Personally wise, my favorite one is the cast, mostly because I love Dennis Hopper, who plays Lefty in this movie. And I liked Lefty, and I wish he was in another one, but he's not, and he should have been.
Yeah, but I'm gonna give you the floor, so you can talk.
Okay, thanks. But I feel like he should have got like a way bigger role than he did, but still, like, his ending like really fitted his character, I feel. Yeah. I believe what happens is he's like fighting with the 2 mini chainsaws and a grenade goes off. That ending really fit his character, but still I wish he could have gotten in another movie maybe, or even mentioned. I don't even think he gets mentioned anymore.
Yeah.
He's just kind of forgotten about. And Lefty, they could have done so much with Lefty, and they really missed out not doing a lot more with him. But I loved this character. I loved the story of Texas Chainsaw Massacre too. But I liked the fight scenes too, like where he's just fighting with this big chainsaw. I believe he sticks it in Leatherface, grabs these 2 mini chainsaws, just starts going crazy at him. Yeah. And just starts chopping stuff down. It was awesome. I loved this movie. I loved how it didn't take itself too seriously. So yeah, that's it for me. But
that's a great review. I mean, that might be even worth posting on a short. That might be worth it.
No, I want to tell you.
So, my opinion on the second one, and it's been a minute since I watched it. The second one was a great movie. It's funny. I mean, for crying out loud, you can't beat the radio host in this. She
You
has a
can't.
she has a great voice. I would probably listen to her if she was a real radio host.
I would.
That's a great voice. Sounds like a smoker a little bit. So the it's just great. I don't know how else to explain. I mean, you got the I love how the Sawyers now kind of live in a cave. That's
I
pretty
think that's what
cool.
it is.
Yeah, I
Something
mean,
like that.
I thought that was very, very interesting. That's a cool
I
take.
thought it was. I liked it.
Um, I enjoyed this film. I enjoyed it very much. I thought it was funny, and at first I thought the guy from the first one came back from a freaking car accident, and now he just has a metal thing in his head, but it was actually his twin brother now.
Oh yeah, that guy.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. Leatherface in
I
this
thought that was
movie
the
is
same guy too.
Leatherface in this movie is great.
I like his suit.
Yeah. Like you mentioned, um, the what's the cowboy's name?
Lefty by
Lefty.
Dennis
Uh,
Hoss played by Dennis Hopper.
or no, Lefty was the radio host.
No, Stretch was the radio host.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
It's fine.
Right.
It's fine.
So, yeah, Lefty was great in this movie.
I love Dennis Hopper in general too.
Yeah.
Like his movies are awesome.
What I mean, he just comes off as this normal guy,
and then goes insane at the end. It's awesome.
And then goes insane.
Yeah,
and very similar to the first one as
and
well. With
I
the,
would just
with the Sally character.
I would just like to say, rest in peace, Dennis Hopper. Like you were a great actor.
Yeah, and mentioning deaths, Apollo Creed. And I don't know if you know it. Apollo Creed from Rocky. Carl Weathers. He passed away. And
sad.
Great actor. He was 76 years old.
Yep.
I mean, who can beat Happy Gilmore? Who can beat Rocky? I mean,
Predator.
I mean, you put those three movies together. Who can beat that? Great actor. He was great. Limitless Me didn't know that. Yeah, it's sad.
Happened yesterday, I'm pretty sure.
Happened yesterday, yeah, and conveniently, going off topic real quick, there's a new gym here in Poplar Bluff at the junior high. Limitlessly Me, my mom, he passed away yesterday, I think. So there's a new junior high here, and we were working out, and this was a day before he died, and me and my dad posted it because we were working out in the new gym, and we put the Rocky music behind it. Oh. And that was a day before he died, and I thought that was a convenient. So yeah, Apollo, R.I.P.
Rest in peace, dude.
Great actor, as far as I know, great person.
You're waving at Adam Sandler from the sky now.
Yep, teaching him how to play. But yeah, that was great. So, all right, enough with that sadness. Second one, great film, and that's I think
it's my favorite out of all of them. I'm gonna say that. It was
that's
insane, and I loved it.
That's where our opinions differ. I still think the first one's the best one, but that's just me.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to give the floor to you for a while because I want you to talk about what you think of the third one and what you think.
Okay.
All right. Here it is. Beckett Johnson will now take over
Children
of the Night for around 10 to 15 minutes or so. Here you go.
Okay. So I guess we'll start with 3. 3 didn't make a lot of sense. It was interesting. So it starts off with this couple, I think, or something like that, and they're driving and they meet this guy named Tex, and he's a handsome fellow, and then they meet a whole bunch of other crazy people at this gas station. So they keep on driving, and they find these people who got attacked recently by Leatherface, and then it goes on from there. But I think the weirdest part about this is Leatherface has a completely different family. Like, there's no reference of like Drayton or I believe his name is Nubbins, the
And I would li-
hitchhiker.
I would also like to add that Leatherface has a daughter, which is so
Yeah, that.
messed up in so many ways. But okay, continue.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that. The daughter is what really messes it up because I don't know if it's actually his biological daughter
It
or if
is,
he
and
okay or if
that's what makes it weird.
yeah. I think that yeah, or he kidnapped her, but since it's his biological daughter, that does make it a lot worse. Um, but I think that's mostly where it loses me on there, just the family, because it's a completely different family. But he does look pretty good in this movie, Leatherface. I like his mask. Um, all in all, it was a great movie. It. I guess I've never seen the third one. You're not really missing out. Like it was halfway there. It wasn't great, but uh, I feel like they could have done a lot more with the movie. Uh,
Yeah,
but again, the family, like the completely different family, missing out on Drayton, who was probably better than Leatherface, in my opinion. Uh, they left like all the family. Nubbins, I think that's the hitchhiker's name. Nubbins.
yeah, I think
Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Chop Top, who's also great, and I wish he was in more movies. Uh, but I think that's mostly where it loses me. And that Tex guy, he's a part of it, and it kind of just redid the thing where Drayton betrays her or whatever. And
yeah.
that's really like,
No, I have not. I've watched a clip of it, and that's really it. Oh, I've watched a
yeah,
little bit of the movie, not too much. So sorry if
yeah,
I'll give the floor back to you.
right. Anyway, next with the remake, I thought the remake was actually pretty good. I
Oh
don't
wow,
think
that might be a
I.
real controversial statement you just made, Beckett.
Why?
Why?
Oh.
Because I don't think that many people like the remake. But I might be wrong, but I don't think that many people like it.
It was kind of split, to be honest. Like, I'd rather watch the original one than the remake, but I think where like I like it a lot more is because I think I would pick the original one 10 times out of more, but I feel like the characters were way too serious in this movie. I feel like that's where it lost me. But Leatherface looks beautiful in this movie. Sorry if this spoils to
Here,
anybody.
I'll you can continue talking.
Sorry if this spoils to anybody. So if you don't want to hear spoiler alert,
I just wanted to
but
like you can
yeah.
still talk. That's not gonna mute you or anything.
Anyway, sorry. The spoiler alert, and I'm sorry if this does spoil, but the final battle, Leatherface loses his arm, and I
Oh wow.
loved that. Like I loved that. That just And he even kind of does this little dance or swings around the chainsaw at the end. It wasn't nearly as good as what Gunnar Hansen, I believe is his name, did, but it was still pretty good. And I think that the like final battle was probably like my favorite part of this. And again, it was I pick the original one 10 times over it. But it was pretty much the same plot. It just kind of left alone Drayton and all them. It just completely let them go. It had completely different characters. The only character that was original was Leatherface, and that's really all I can say about it. Like it's all in all pretty the same. from the original. Like, it doesn't have a lot of differences. So anyway, that's all I gotta say.
All right. So now, because hey, we've been going on for 40 minutes, Beckett. That's pretty impressive. So, oh, okay. Limitless Me. I wasn't crazy about the remake. See, Beckett, I told you that would be a controversial statement.
Which some people love it. I don't love it. Like, I honestly would give it a 7 out of 10 because I do not like the idea of remaking a movie. Like, it just does not make sense. I do not care. Like, you can try and explain it 10 times to me, but it will not make sense to me.
So, I have to show this. This is my dad's. This is the actor. Here, there's quite a bit of glare there. This is the actor who was supposed to. No, he replaced in the remake. He replaced the guy who he was the guy who was supposed to play Leatherface, but he didn't. He got hurt. And this is we have the same auto. We have 2 autographs of this guy. This is his autograph too, isn't it? This is the same as this guy. No. This is the guy who played him.
No, he played him. He replaced him.
All right, he replaced. No, he was supposed to be this guy.
He was.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
Andrew Banowski played Leatherface.
Andrew Banowski played Leatherface in this movie. This guy played.
Okay.
This is the autograph of the guy who's supposed to be him, but he got hurt. So this is an autograph I got from a band box. Band box. By the way, see ya, band box. Yeah, I mean, Becca, I know you don't know that much about it, but I mean that's a whole nother story for me to talk to you about. So the 2022, boom. Got this awesome print. This is the guy who played him.
I like it.
Got the autograph who played him. I don't even know what the crap that says. Leatherface, but I don't know what that says. Good luck reading that.
I know it sounds a bit weird, but it looks like it says Uncle B. I know that sounds a bit weird, but that's what it looked like to me.
Yeah. Or a big impact on this podcast, CHH, and his physical media. This is a physical media that we have, Texas Chainsaw Massacre the remake, and it's really nice. It's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre turns it into a thing. It turns into a big chainsaw right there.
That's really cool. I like that.
So there's 2 discs in it. I don't know what the disc 2 is, but my favorite part, and Beckett, you've seen this before, is this. And this came with it. It's evidence.
What does it say?
Evidence.
Oh, I remember you showing me that now.
And there's pictures of the evidence. There's a sledgehammer.
Yeah. I remember you showing me that now.
What the crap is that? That's a boot.
A boot?
A good old boot.
Like my boot.
A chainsaw, and then also has a bunch of stuff in the back there. I don't know. A rotten fence. That's what it looks like.
Hold on. Show me again, sorry.
Rotten fence.
Yeah, I'd say that's what it is. Looks like it.
Leatherface himself.
Yes. I'm pretty sure that was in the movie.
There's nothing like when you go to the movie and see a good old rib cage.
There isn't anything like that. I will tell you that.
I mean, I don't know a household that doesn't have this. A case of fingers. I mean, every household needs this item.
I mean, I have one.
Everyone has some.
I know, somewhere around here.
Hidden somewhere in their basement. But
I know I have.
By the way, that reminds me, get your free chili soon.
Yes, sir. Secret ingredients here.
Secret ingredients.
Homemade.
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 And that's not exaggerated. It is homemade, ladies and gentlemen. It's
Very homemade.
And if you don't get that, you don't get it. I mean, this this podcast.
Watch the movie.
Yeah, this podcast
just watch
is for
the movie.
A certain group of people. And I showed a little bit of this in the beginning. I didn't talk about it that much. So, of course, I told you. Pretty sure this was back in the Ghostbusters trailer reaction video. I got to donate the gun box, and I put I want to get a Texas Chainsaw Massacre item, and this is what they gave me. A good old Bubba
Soya.
Good old bust. Small bust, but it's really nice. I like it. I didn't think. I mean, this is great. I mean, it's pretty. It's pretty realistic.
And one thing, I forgot to say this. In the remake, Leatherface isn't even the same character. He has a completely different name also. I believe it's Thomas Hewitt Brown or something like that.
I don't want my killer to be named Thomas. That's the most
know.
That's the most unintimidating name
it's something
ever.
Like
when you hear Leatherface, you're like, oh my gosh. Like as soon as you hear that name, you feel like you need to take a shower when you hear that name.
Yeah.
But Thomas? Fear Thomas!
I know for a fact it's Thomas Hewitt. I don't know the last name. I'm pretty sure it's Brown, but even then I don't even think they refer to him as like anything. He's just there. They don't even talk to him. Yeah. So, I don't even think that, like, I'm not for certain here, but I don't even think those are his, like, family members that, like, it's the same pretty much. I don't even think they're his family members because they don't, like, and sorry if I'm wrong here, but, like, in the original one, it's kind of, like, really expressed that they're family members, or else it's really expressed that they're family members in the first one. In this remake, it doesn't really say much. Like, they could be family, they could be partners, God knows. And they don't even really, like, talk to him or refer to him as anything. He's just kind of there killing. So.
Yeah. So, I mean, me and Beckett can agree, I think, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre of '74 might be the greatest horror film of all time.
I can agree.
And if it's not, it's up there. And if you don't agree with
it's definitely top 5.
Or else. Yeah, definitely top 5. I can agree with that.
I could in my list it could be top 5. If you give me a classic horror movie, it's at least top 5.
If you give me classic horror movies, it might be number 3.
I'd have to have
if you think of classics,
movies.
You think of Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
That's the big 3.
Evil Dead.
Evil Dead's up there. That has to be.
That's at least top 5. And again, this is my list, but
I mean,
personally, I'd put it at like 4 Texas Chainsaw, or 3, maybe 5. I don't know, but it would probably most likely go in 3 or 4.
Yeah.
If you give me classics, no. If you could give me any horror movie, that would be nearly impossible because I would have so many ideas. Yeah, it would be hard for me to do.
It's really hard when someone asks you who was the greatest horror movie of all time.
It really is because it's really the mood that you're in for me.
Yeah, I mean, you for specific horror movie fans, you have to. You're every day you're in a mood for a different horror movie. If you are a dedicated horror movie, you're either feeling like a Nightmare on Elm Street, like, hey, I want to watch Nightmare on Elm Street,
or people getting eaten.
Yeah, or that.
Yeah. I feel like people getting eaten today. Cannibalism.
Yeah, I feel like watching a good old fashioned family
or campers getting slaughtered.
Yeah, watching a good old fashioned family friendly cannibal movie.
Or campers getting slaughtered. Either one works.
I mean,
you know,
if you just get a regular Joe off the street who doesn't know a thing about horror movies, and you just straight up tell him I like watching people get slaughtered, you're gonna sound like a psycho.
I could, yeah.
You're gonna
Which
sound
again,
like a
it's always the mood that you're in, and you can't really say the best horror movie because
And
it's
Becky,
a mood.
guess what I'm in the mood for?
What?
Some chili. So if you guys want if you guys want some free chili, go out to Texas, go to the We Slaughter Barbecue, and get your free chili today.
Hey, I have a good idea. We need to make TV dinners. It's chili.
Yes.
Dang it. We're gonna make TV dinners, and it's gonna have our face, and we're like, yeah.
Yes.
And we're wearing like the leather face bibs or whatever they're called.
Yes, that is genius. This
One of us, we're holding chainsaws.
The Children of the Night TV dinners are in the works, ladies and
gentlemen. Yeah, I'm up for it.
The first thing, our first meal will be the chili. Will be.
I mean, it has to be.
If you don't want it, I mean, it says it right there in front of you, or else
it does.
No. So, Beckett, I think this has been a great show.
I think so.
I think we've done very well of our opinions, and I mean, we have 3 people on. That's not bad. I mean,
yeah. I mean, we're starting out, so.
As I say, 3 is better than 0. That's what I say.
It is.
Guys, subscribe, like the video.
Just did something.
Oh, there you go. Lemons Me says, very good, boys, as always. Thank you.
Thank you.
And it's been a great stream. Like the video, subscribe, ring that little gray bell down there.
No.
And got to start somewhere. Yes.
Yes, we do.
We're having a really good time with this thing. We hope that the people watching are enjoying it. And if you guys want I want your opinion on Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so go down in the comments.
Yeah, please comment.
And I mean, other things that we've talked about. Good about Beetlejuice 2, Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire, and especially the remakes. Tell us your opinion. We want to know. I'm gonna do my regular thing of making videos and shorts, and we'll probably have another show. I don't know, maybe in March, a St. Patrick's Day Leprechaun with the Leprechaun. We can talk about the Leprechaun series.
That would be cool.
We also might have one closer to the end of the month. It really depends. I mean, me and Beckett are normally free, so you never know. You never know when another Children of the Night will be around. So, if you like running with the Children of the Night, go ahead and like that button and subscribe to us, because we have a really good time. We want to give you some content to watch, and we want to inform you about horror movies. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great time. We've really enjoyed ourselves, and we will see you later. And you can't forget about that good old free chili. Hey guys, it's always there. And that